A storm has just swept through the heart of the Roloff family, one that no fan saw coming. Caryn Chandler, long seen as Matt Roloff's steadfast partner and future bride, has made an unexpected decision that could alter not only her own life, but the future of little people, big world itself. What she's chosen to do has left Matt reeling, caught between heartbreak and the possibility of a life-altering transformation. This isn't just another moment of tension in the Roloff saga, it's a turning point. For years, Caryn and Matt have faced challenges, from family feuds to farm drama. But this is different. This is personal. And the ripple effects could reach far beyond the Roloff farm's property lines, potentially reshaping the family's relationships and the show's very future. In this exclusive breakdown, we'll uncover what truly led to Caryn's shocking choice, the private struggles that pushed her to this point, and Matt's raw, emotional reaction in the aftermath. We'll also reveal the hidden clues that fans missed, the quiet signs that hinted at this all along, and explore what could happen next. This is a story where transformation and heartbreak collide, where love is tested, priorities are questioned, and nothing will be the same again. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Matt Roloff's life took a major turn in 2016 when his decades-long marriage to Amy Roloff officially ended. For many fans, that was the moment the original Roloff family dynamic they had come to love on Little People, Big World shifted forever. But as one chapter closed, another began, and at the center of that new chapter was Caryn Chandler. Caryn wasn't an outsider to Roloff Farms. In fact, she had been working closely with the family for years, serving as the farm's manager and helping run the pumpkin season, a cornerstone of the Roloff brand. She knew the land, the events, and the family dynamics better than almost anyone outside the immediate Roloff circle. That history made her connection with Matt both inevitable and, to some fans, controversial. The early days of Matt and Caryn's relationship weren't without scrutiny. For viewers who had just watched Matt and Amy navigate a very public divorce on TLC, seeing Matt step out with someone who had been in their professional orbit for years raised eyebrows. Some fans wondered if there was overlap between the relationships, even though both Matt and Caryn firmly denied it. Others, however, saw Caryn as a breath of fresh air, someone who could support Matt physically and emotionally as he navigated health challenges and the demands of running a sprawling farm. After Amy moved off the farm and into her own home with Chris Merrick, Matt and Caryn's bond became more visible. They were often seen together on social media, sharing vacations to Arizona, enjoying time with Matt's grandchildren, and working side by side during busy farm events. Caryn's warm demeanor and her familiarity with Roloff traditions helped her settle into a role that wasn't just Matt's girlfriend. She became a fixture in the broader Roloff family narrative. Still, the response from fans remained deeply divided. Loyal supporters of Amy often felt protective of her, questioning whether Matt and Caryn's relationship developed too quickly. Social media comment sections during this period were a mix of heartfelt congratulations and pointed criticism. Some accused Caryn of stepping into Amy's life, while others applauded her for bringing stability and joy to Matt's world after years of marital strain. Over time, Caryn's presence began to influence the show's family dynamic in subtle but unmistakable ways. On-screen interactions sometimes revealed lingering tension between Amy and Caryn, particularly during joint events like birthdays or holiday gatherings. Off-screen, speculation swirled about whether Caryn would eventually take on a more permanent role, not just as Matt's partner, but perhaps as the co-owner or even sole manager of Roloff Farms. The couple's shared vision for the future became clearer when Matt began making structural and financial changes to the farm. While some saw this as a natural evolution of the business, others believed Caryn's influence was reshaping the legacy the Roloffs had built. For better or worse, her presence meant that Matt's post-Amy years were not spent in isolation. They were spent building something new, and in the eyes of many, something controversial. By the time the dust from the divorce truly settled, Matt and Caryn had become an inseparable unit both on and off camera. They traveled extensively, split time between Oregon and Arizona, and openly discussed their future plans. Yet, beneath the smiles and shared adventures, fans sensed that their relationship existed in a delicate balance, one constantly tested by public opinion, family loyalties, and the shadow of Matt's past marriage. This background sets the stage for understanding why Caryn's recent shocking decision has sent such ripples through the Roloff fanbase. To grasp the weight of her choice, it's important to remember, Caryn wasn't just a romantic partner. She was, and in many ways still is, deeply entwined in the Roloff family's history, their business, and their identity. Caryn Chandler's decision landed like a thunderclap in the Roloff world, unexpected, jarring, and instantly divisive among fans. After years of standing shoulder to shoulder with Matt Roloff in both business and personal life, Caryn revealed that she had decided to step back from her on-camera role in Little People, Big World. This isn't a simple taking a break announcement. It comes with implications that ripple through her relationship, her place in the Roloff family, and the very future of the show itself. The move means that while Caryn may still be in Matt's life privately, viewers might no longer see her in the same capacity they have for nearly a decade. Whether it's pulling back from filming entirely or choosing to appear only occasionally, the choice creates a gap in the storytelling fans have grown used to. It also raises questions. Why now? And what was the tipping point? Behind the scenes, subtle clues hinted that something was shifting. Over the past few months, observant fans noticed that Caryn's Instagram presence had quieted. Posts that once celebrated behind-the-scenes filming days at Roloff farms became scarce. Her usual bubbly participation in family events on camera seemed replaced by a quieter, more reserved presence when she was visible at all. On the show, there were moments where her usual confidence appeared tinged with hesitation, almost as if she were weighing her next move. Speculation swirled that ongoing tensions between Matt's children, particularly Zach and Jeremy, may have made Caryn's role more emotionally exhausting. Others point to the strain of constantly living under public scrutiny, where every word and facial expression is dissected online. A few insiders even hinted that Caryn wanted to focus more on her personal life, especially with rumors that she and Matt had been planning significant life changes behind the scenes, including a possible relocation. When Caryn finally addressed the matter publicly, she framed it in a way that suggested self-preservation more than drama. "I've loved being a part of the Roloff story," she said in a brief statement, "but there are moments in life when you have to take a step back and protect your peace. This is one of those moments for me." It was a measured, carefully worded comment, enough to acknowledge her exit from the spotlight, but not so revealing that it satisfied everyone's curiosity. Her choice leaves fans wondering whether this is a temporary reprieve or the start of a permanent new chapter, one that could see Caryn's presence in Matt's life exist entirely off camera. Either way, it's a decision that shifts the dynamic of both the family and the show in a way that will be felt for seasons to come. Matt Roloff's reaction to Caryn's shocking decision was a mixture of visible heartbreak and quiet introspection. On camera, his usually upbeat demeanor seemed dimmed. Viewers noticed he spoke more slowly, often pausing mid-sentence as if carefully choosing his words, perhaps to avoid letting too much raw emotion slip out. His trademark smile, the one fans have come to know over decades, appeared strained, as though it was more about putting on a brave face than genuine joy. During one confessional, Matt's eyes looked unusually glassy, and his voice caught slightly when he mentioned big changes ahead for both him and Caryn. Even though he didn't break down in front of the cameras, fans picked up on subtle signs. A deep breath before answering questions, glances down at his hands instead of looking at the interviewer, and that telltale half-laugh people use when they're trying to hide sadness. Off camera, insiders close to the Roloff family have described Matt as gutted by the decision. One friend shared that he's been spending more time alone on the farm, walking the property in the evenings as if searching for answers in the quiet fields. Another family acquaintance said he's been leaning heavily on his kids for emotional support, especially during family dinners where Caryn's absence is deeply felt. Those who know Matt best say the heartbreak goes beyond just losing a partner's daily presence. It's the feeling of watching a shared dream shift into something unrecognizable. For years, He and Caryn had talked about a future together that intertwined their personal lives with a vision for Roloff Farms. Now, with her stepping away from a significant part of that plan, Matt is left not only mourning a personal change, but also rethinking what his future might look like without her beside him in the same way. Some fans have even speculated that his emotional state could impact his decisions about the farm's future, noting that in past interviews, he's admitted to feeling less motivated when his personal life hits rough patches. Others worry that without Caryn's steady presence and shared enthusiasm, Matt might start considering major changes, even ones that could surprise longtime viewers. Caryn's decision, whatever one's stance on it, has undeniably marked a turning point in her personal journey. For years, she's been known primarily as Matt Roloff's partner and as a recurring figure on Little People, Big World. But this choice has signaled something deeper, a shift towards self-definition and autonomy that fans have been quick to pick up on. It's not just about stepping away from a role or altering a relationship dynamic. It's about reclaiming control over her own narrative. In the wake of her decision, speculation is swirling about what comes next for Caryn. Some insiders suggest she's been quietly exploring new ventures, possibly in real estate, lifestyle branding, or even a memoir sharing her perspective on life both inside and outside the TLC spotlight. Others believe she's considering a relocation that would physically and symbolically mark a fresh start. Whether it's launching a business, engaging in philanthropy, or pursuing a passion project she's long put off, there's a growing sense that Caryn is poised to step into a chapter that's entirely her own. Lifestyle changes could also be on the horizon. Those close to her say she's been talking more about travel, personal wellness, and creating a home space that reflects her individuality. Free from some of the emotional and professional entanglements of the past, she appears ready to prioritize her own happiness and peace. This could mean more time away from public filming schedules and more investment in the quiet, grounding aspects of everyday life. Fans, meanwhile, are interpreting this as a redefinition of who Caryn is in the public eye. On social media, many have praised her for the courage it takes to step away from a familiar but challenging environment. They see her not as Matt's girlfriend or the farm's manager, but as a woman embracing her independence, possibly for the first time in years. The tone of conversation has shifted, from judgment to curiosity, from criticism to a cautious admiration for the way she's asserting herself. If this transformation continues, Caryn may well emerge as a figure whose identity isn't tied to a reality TV storyline at all, but to her own entrepreneurial spirit, personal passions, and newfound freedom. In a way, her choice could be the first step toward writing the most authentic chapter of her life yet, a chapter that fans and critics alike will be eager to see unfold. The ripple effects of Caryn's decision on Little People, Big World could be more significant than many fans initially realize. TLC has built much of the show's recent narrative around the evolving dynamic between Matt, Caryn, and the wider Roloff clan. If Caryn is stepping back, whether from the farm, the show, or even her relationship, that shift could throw the production team into scramble mode. Filming schedules might have to be adjusted, storylines reworked, and certain anticipated plot lines scrapped entirely. Amy Roloff's reaction is expected to be complex. On one hand, she's been openly critical of Caryn's role in the family ever since her split from Matt. On the other, Amy understands what it's like to walk away from the farm and the show's central narrative. Privately, insiders suggest she may feel a bittersweet sense of vindication, but also concern over how this will affect the family's public image. Zach and Tori's response might be even more telling. Their relationship with Matt has been strained in recent years, and Caryn has often been cited, directly or indirectly, as part of that tension. If Caryn is out of the picture, could this open a door for reconciliation with Matt? Or would it only add fuel to long-simmering resentments by reigniting past conflicts over the farm's future? Early fan speculation leans toward the latter, with many pointing out that the Roloff family's divides have rarely healed without new ones forming. Jeremy and Audrey Roloff, who have been largely absent from recent seasons, might also see this as an opportunity to reassert themselves in the family brand. If TLC senses an opening to bring back familiar faces to fill any potential storyline gaps, the show could pivot toward their growing family, something Jeremy and Audrey have been strategically building on social media. Ultimately, Caryn's choice could deepen existing rifts. Matt's bond with certain family members may weaken further as loyalties shift and emotions resurface. While TLC has weathered major cast shakeups before, the timing of this one, coupled with the personal history involved, could either push Little People, Big World toward an emotional, ratings-boosting arc, or mark the beginning of its quiet fade-out. As we come to the close of this emotional journey, it's impossible to ignore the twin threads that have woven through every moment: heartbreak and transformation. We've witnessed Caryn's shocking decision shake the very foundation of her relationship with Matt Roloff, a choice that not only redefines her path, but also leaves Matt grappling with visible pain. From their shared history on Roloff farms to the split reactions among fans, each chapter has brought new revelations, each more surprising than the last. This was not just a story about a couple, it was a turning point in the ongoing saga of Little People, Big World. It's a moment that forces everyone, from the family members themselves to the millions watching, to question what comes next. Will this decision spark healing or widen the rifts? Will it lead to new beginnings or the closing of a chapter that's been years in the making? Only time will tell how these changes ripple through the Roloff family, the show, and the lives of those involved. For now, all we can do is watch, wonder, and wait. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.